Okay, so let's study our next क्या हो रहा है geometrical isomerism. Now कल हम लोगों ने structural isomerism कर लिया था पूरा. उसमें हमने चार तरह के isomerism, चार पांच तरह के isomerism करे थे. One was the linkage, one was solvation, one was ionization. So इस तरह से we done 4 to 5 isomers. Today we are going to do the stereoisomerism. Now what is stereoisomerism? Stereoisomerism means the spatial arrangement of the ligands that is going to be different. ठीक है? Otherwise molecular formula will be same. It's only the spatial arrangement, that is the position of the ligands around the central atom, that is going to be different. So that is known as stereoisomerism. We are going to discuss two types of stereoisomerism over here. The first one, that is geometrical isomerism. Now what is geometrical isomerism? In case of geometrical isomerism, the isomerization या isomerism arising due to different positions of the ligands. Different positions of the ligands around the central metal atom or ion. That is known as geometrical isomerism. So the ligands, they can occupy two positions. One, they can occupy positions adjacent to each other, or they can occupy positions opposite to each other. If they are occupying positions adjacent to each other, the isomer that is going to be known as cis. And if they are occupying positions opposite to each other, the isomer that is going to be known as trans. ठीक है? Now whenever there are two same ligands at right angle to each other, right? The form that is going to be cis, as I have already told you that if they are at adjacent position to each other, they are going to be known as cis, and if they are at opposite positions to each other, they are going to be known as trans. When we study geometrical isomerism, let's study geometrical isomerism first in square planar complexes. In case of square planar complexes, the coordination number that is going to be 4 and the hybridization that is going to be DsP2. Okay, so let's take first Ma2B2 type of complexes. Now in case of Ma2B2 type of complexes, if A is at opposite positions to each other, as you can see over here that A that is present at opposite positions to each other, this is going to be known as trans isomer. Right? And if A is at adjacent positions, so over here you can see that they are at adjacent positions. So this type of isomerism that is going to be known as cis isomerism. Right? We are taking an example of a square planar complex of platinum. Right? Now over here when we are drawing the isomers platinum, chlorine, chlorine, ammonia and ammonia. So as chlorines, they are opposite to each other, therefore this is going to be trans. And if the chlorines, they are placed adjacent to each other, these are going to be known as cis isomers. ठीक है? So if chlorine they are adjacent to each other, they are cis, and if chlorines they are opposite to each other, they are going to be trans. Let's take the second type of compounds. The second type of compounds which we have over here, that is going to be Ma2Bc. Ma2Bc. Now over here the complexes, again if A is on the adjacent sides, as you can see over here, the A that is placed adjacent to each other, this is the cis form. Okay, and if A is placed opposite to each other, then this is going to be known as trans. An example which we can take over here is that of platinum NH3 whole twice Cl NO2. So platinum is at the center. If both the ammonia, they are going to be at adjacent position, the isomer is known as cis. And if they are at opposite positions, right, then this is going to be known as trans. Okay, so cis at adjacent and trans as opposite. Now over here, complexes of the formula MABCD. If you are having complexes like MABCD, now over here you cannot really, because all the groups, all the ligands, they are going to be different over here, so you cannot pinpoint the cis and trans isomer, but it has 3 different geometrical isomers, or it can possibly have 3 different geometrical isomers in which the positions of A, B and C that will keep on changing, right? Like for example, if we are taking the first one as ABCD. Now in the second one, the position of the isomer or the ligands that is going to change. So we have ADBC. We have ADBC, okay? And thirdly, we will have ABDC. So you can see that the position that is changing with respect to A. Over here, there is adjacent is A, adjacent is D. Over here, adjacent is D and adjacent is C. Over here, adjacent is B and adjacent is C. And opposite to A over here is C, opposite to A over here is B, and opposite to A over here is D. So the position of the ligands, that is going to change, although we cannot really figure out what is going to be the cis and the trans over here, but still it can show us 3 different isomers, geometrical isomers with this kind of a formula. Okay? Now if there is number 4, an unsymmetrical bidentate ligand present. Unsymmetrical bidentate ligand is your glycinate ion, we are done, right? In that case, let's take the example of platinum glycinato complex. This is the platinum glycinato complex which we have over here. Now in this case, the joining of the same ligands, if it is on the same side, then it is going to be cis. Like for example, we have, you know what the glycinate ion is, na? We have NH2, this is the glycinate ion, right? Now over here I am saying that if the point of joining of the same donor atoms is on the same side, same donor atoms on the same side, then this is going to be cis. if the same donor atoms is on the opposite side, that is we have platinum, NH2, CH2, COO. Okay, but over here we have O, CO, CH2, NH2. So you can see that the same donor atoms, that is on the opposite side. So this is going to be the trans isomer. Okay, then we have the fifth kind of compounds over here. It's also observed in bridged binuclear complexes of the type Ma2B4. Bridged binuclear complexes, right? So let's take an example over here. We can take the example of PTCl2 triphenylphosphine. So this is going to form a bridged complex over here. We have platinum, chlorine, platinum and platinum, right? And we have chlorine on one side and we have triphenyl phosphine on one side. Over here chlorine is on the same side, and similarly triphenyl phosphine is also on the same side, right? Now because this is on the same side over here, then this is an example of cis isomer or the cis form. Okay? Now इसका जो transform होगा उसमें क्या होगा? This is going to change its position. So we have over here platinum, chlorine, platinum and platinum. Sorry, chlorine, और यहाँ पे हमारे पास क्या आ जाता है? C6H5 thrice phosphine and chlorine, and over here we have chlorine and phosphine. Is it clear? So you can see over here that the chlorine and the triphenyl phosphine, that is on the same side, or chlorine and fluorine, they are on the opposite side. So this is going to be the trans form. Okay, so all these molecules of square planar geometry, they are going to exhibit cis and trans or geometrical isomerism. Now let's look at the compounds which are unable to show geometrical isomerism. So we come to compounds which do not show exhibit geometrical isomerism. That cannot show geometrical isomerism. Geometrical isomerism is not exhibited in compounds with coordination number of 2 and 3. Okay, so all those which are going to have coordination of number of 2 and 3, they will not show geometrical isomerism. Then number 2, square planar complexes of the type Ma4 having all 4 same ligands. Then Ma3b, right? Then उसके बाद we have MaB3. All these, they are not going to show geometrical isomerism, because whenever you are rotating the position, they will occupy adjacent positions only. So they are unable to show geometrical isomerism. Then even complexes with tetrahedral geometry, complexes with tetrahedral geometry, they are unable to show, because all the positions in tetrahedral geometry, that is going to be what? That is going to be adjacent positions only. Tetrahedral geometry is going to be this. So over here, there is no opposite position as such. All the positions, they lie adjacent to each other. Therefore, it is unable to show geometrical isomerism. Okay? Then we go on to octahedral complexes. Octahedral complexes. Now, in case of octahedral complexes, the coordination number, that is going to be 6. The hybridization is going to be sp3b2, right? And it is going to have an octahedral shape. So we go on to complexes of the type Ma4b2. Ma4b2. Over here, if the position of B, that is adjacent to each other. So you can see that B, that is adjacent to each other. Therefore, this is known as the cis form, right? And if they are opposite to each other, so you can see over here that B, that is opposite to each other, this is going to be trans. Okay? So this is the cis and trans form. Examples which you can take over here is that of CONH3 4 Cl2 and Cl2. So over here there are 4 ligands of one type and 2 ligands of the other type, right? So this is going to show a same kind where chlorine may occupy either the adjacent positions or it may occupy the opposite positions. Okay? So this is one example which you can take over here. Then we have the second type of complexes, which is Ma3b3. When we are talking of Ma3b3 over here, components or compounds of the type Ma3b3, they do not show cis and trans forms. Instead, they are going to show FAC and MER forms. Okay? Where FAC over here that means facial, and MER over here that means meridional. So these are the two positions which we have in octahedral geometry. Let's understand these positions. Now over here we are taking an example of CO NH3 Cl3. Okay, so we have cobalt Cl Cl Cl, and we have NH3 NH3 and NH3. Now when you are looking at this particular compound, what can you see? You can see that the chlorines, they are going to be at the same face of the octahedral complex, right? So if you are dividing the octahedral complex from here, from this line over here, all the 3 ligands, they lie in the same face. So these are known as the facial positions, if they are lying on the same face. So this is known as FAC isomer. Okay? This is going to be known as FAC isomer. Now let's take the isomer, the delocalization or the change in positions over here. Now we have Cl, Cl, NH3, Cl, NH3 and NH3. Now what can you see over here? Again, if you are dividing it from here, you have 2 chlorines on the same face, but the third chlorine is present on the meridional position. It is on the opposite face. We have 2 chlorines on the same face, but we have the third chlorine in the opposite face. So this is known as the meridional position, and the isomer is going to be known as mer isomer. So these are not the cis and trans forms which we can see it. We can say that these are the fat and mer positions. Is it clear? So this is facial and meridional isomerism. Then let's go on to the next type of complexes which have bidentate ligands. Bidentate ligands, right? So bidentate ligands of the type MAA2B2. Okay, so we're taking an example over here of cobalt, bisethylene, diamine, and chlorine is the other ligand which is going to be present with a positive charge. Okay, so जब हम इसका बनाते हैं तो in this case if the chlorine that is at opposite positions, that is we have over here cobalt, chlorine, chlorine, ethylene, diamine will be shown like this because it is a bidentate ligand. So over here chlorines, they are in opposite positions. So this is going to be the trans isomer. If chlorines are at the adjacent positions, so this is one ethylene diamine which we have, and the other one. So you can see that chlorines, they are at the adjacent position. So this is going to be known as cis isomer. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद next we have octahedral complexes of general formula M, A, B, C, D, E, F. So there are all 6 different ligands which are going to be present. They exhibit approximately 15 isomers. Again, these cannot be given any kind of position as we have done in square planar. So they cannot be given any type of form, that is cis or trans, but they, on rotation of all these isomers or all these ligands, we get 15 different isomers. So there's only one of it which has been isolated till far or prepared till far, that is going to be platinum, pyridine, NH3, NO2, then chlorine, bromine and iodine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 different ligands which are present. This compound is the only compound having 6 different ligands, and it is going to have 15 isomers. Okay? Then what are those compounds which do not show geometrical isomerism? Octahedral complexes which do not show geometrical isomerism, they are going to be Ma6 and Ma5B. These are not going to show geometrical isomerism. Is it clear? So this is the geometrical isomerism in square, planar and octahedral complexes. The second type of stereoisomerism which we are going to discuss, that is known as optical isomerism. The second type of isomerism which we have, that is optical isomerism. Now what do you understand by optical isomerism? Whenever we are taking one light, okay, we are taking a source of light and we are passing that light through a Nicol prism. When we pass the light through a Nicol prism, that particular light becomes a polarized light. Polarized light means that it is traveling only in one direction. Okay. So when this polarized light that is subjected to any sample, any, you can say, coordinate complex, any sample, that coordinate complex has a tendency to rotate that plane of polarized light. It may have, not always, it may have a tendency to rotate that plane of polarized light. So if it is rotating it towards, if it is rotating that, first of all, if it is rotating that plane of polarized light, such substances or such coordinate complexes, they are said to be optically active. Okay, so let's understand first what is optical activity. We are saying that optically active coordinate complexes are those which have a tendency to rotate the plane of polarized light, right? Now if the substance or the complex that is rotating the plane of polarized light towards right, it is going to be known as dextrorotatory, right? Or in short, it is known as the D form, D configuration or the D form, right? And if the complex is rotating it towards left, then it is known as labiorotatory, or in short it is known as the L form. Okay, so all the complexes which are going to rotate the plane of polarized light, they are said to be optically active. If they are rotating it towards right, then they are known as dextrorotatory. If they are rotating them towards left, they are known as labiorotatory. ठीक है? Now over here, optical isomers basically क्या हुए? They are going to be, we say that optical isomers are pair of compounds which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. They are going to be non-superimposable mirror images. So what is a non-superimposable mirror image over here? If we are taking, suppose, one glass and we are placing a mirror in the center, the image what we can see over here, that is going to be this, right? Now what we do over here is, we just hypothetically take this image and put it on this object. What is going to happen? It is going to superimpose, right? You will not be able to see the object which is lying behind that image. So such are said to be superimposable mirror images which superimpose on each other, and they are going to be optically inactive. Okay, we are saying that pair of compounds which are non-superimposable, like if we are taking our hand, this is the image of the hand which we will see, or this is going, we are going to rotate it. If you are looking at it like this, this is the image which we are going to see. Now if we want to place it on this, then what will happen? The thumb does not come on the thumb. So this is non-superimposable, isn't it? It is going to be, we are rotating it by 180 degrees. So this is going to be non-superimposable mirror image of each other. So our hand, that is going to be optically active. Okay, this we will study in a little detail when we go to organic chemistry. But this is one point, that all the non-superimposable mirror images, they are going to be optical isomers. Then the essential requirement for any optically active substance is that it should not have a plane of symmetry. Now what is a plane of symmetry? A plane of symmetry is a hypothetical plane which divides any substance or any compound into two equal halves. That is what is going to be the plane of symmetry. So for any substance or any compound to be optically active, it should not have a plane of symmetry in its structure. That is going to be very, very important. Okay? Now the two actively or optically active isomers, they are given another name, which are known as enantiomers. But also remember that all optically active compounds are enantiomers, but all enantiomers may not be optically active. Right? So all optically compounds, they are enantiomers, but all enantiomers may not be optically active. Because for enantiomers only one condition needs to be fulfilled. That is what? That is that they should be non-superimposable mirror images. But for optically active, they should rotate the plane of polarized light. So there are certain compounds which may be non-superimposable mirror images of each other, but they may not rotate the plane of polarized light, hence they are not going to be optically active. So we say that all optically active compounds are essentially enantiomers, but all enantiomers may not be essentially optically active. Right? Now optical isomer that exists very rarely in square planar complexes because they all are symmetrical. Square planar complexes, they all are going to be symmetrical. Therefore, you can say those compounds, they are not going to be optically active. Optically active or activity is one of the major characteristics of all the octahedral compounds. ठीक है? So जितने भी octahedral compounds होंगे, उनके बारे में हम लोग यहाँ पे study करेंगे because optically active or optical activity is very, very common in octahedral complexes. Alright, so let's go on to the octahedral complexes. We are talking of octahedral complexes which are going to be optically active. So compounds of the type Na2, B2, C2, right? Ion hoega, it may be cationic species or it may be anionic species. These are going to show optical isomerism. The second type of compounds which we have is NABCDEF. The third type is M bidentate ligand over here. AA is going to be the bidentate ligand. Positive. Okay? Then the next one we have one bidentate ligand. Right? And the other ones, they are going to be the normal ligand. And then of the type N positive negative, right? And then finally this is going to be an unsymmetrical bidentate ligand over here. ठीक है? AB3. All of these, they are going to show optical activity. So we're just going to take a few examples over here. The first one which we are taking, that is platinum with the ligand of pyridine, ammonia and Cl2, 2 positive. This is your compound of the first type which we have taken over here, Ma2B2C2. Okay? Now in this case, when we are talking of cis isomer, cis means that we have pyridine and pyridine at the adjacent positions over here. and we have ammonia at the adjacent position, and then we have chlorine at the adjacent position. Okay, so this is going to be a cis. Now when we are going to draw, or we will see its mirror image, what is going to be the mirror image? We have platinum, pyridine, NH3, pyridine, NH3, chlorine and chlorine. Okay, this is going to be what? What is happening in this case? If you're taking the क्या कहते हैं उसको, you trying to superimpose on this, क्लोरीन के ऊपर pyridine आ जाएगा और क्लोरीन के ऊपर यहाँ पे अमोनिया आ जाएगा. So these are non-superimposable. So this is cis form, right? But this is going to be the cis D form. This is the dextrorotatory form. This is also cis over here because pyridine at the adjacent positions. So this is cis, but this is going to be L form. Okay, so this is the first example which we have taken. The second example which we will take, which we are taking over here, that is platinum, then we have pyridine, then we have NH3, NO2, Cl, Br and I. So we are taking an example of MABCDEF. Okay? Now over here you can put the positions wherever you want. Let's say that we put pyridine over here, and then we have NO2, we have NH3, and then we will have iodine, okay? And then we will have chlorine, and we have bromine. Okay, now if we are drawing the mirror image of this, we will have platinum, NO2, NH3, Br, Cl, pyridine and iodine. So again, if you are superimposing, these are going to be non-superimposable mirror images. Okay? So this is going to be the D form, although this compound does not show geometrical isomerism. Right? It does show it has 15 different isomers, but we cannot pinpoint कि cis कौन सा और trans कौन सा है. ठीक है? Geometrical isomerism तो show करता है, हमने अभी पढ़ा था कि it shows 15 isomers. So this is going to be the D form and this is going to be the L form. ठीक है? Is it clear? Then the next example which we are going to take over here is that of the type Ma3. This example we will take cobalt ethylene diamine, trisethylene diamine. Okay, so let's see. We have cobalt. Draw the 6 positions. So let's say we have one ethylene diamine which is satisfying this position. Then we have one satisfying this. And we have one which is going to satisfy this. So this is the structure of trisethylene diamine cobalt 3 iron. Okay. Now over here, if you're drawing the mirror image, what are we going to get? We will get cobalt. Again, draw all the 6 positions first. So these are the 6 positions. We have one over here, then we have one over here, and we have one over here. Okay. So again, these are going to be the non-superimposable mirror image. So these are optically active. Is it clear? So this is what cis, trans and D and L configuration mean. So if you're getting a question over here, they've given you a compound, I've already given you a generalization. So you have to first see that is that compound falling in this particular category, because only those compounds which are falling in this category, they are going to show optical isomerism, otherwise they are not going to show optical isomerism. Okay? So today we are going to do only till here.